Guys, Ben Wheeler, the Mercenary King, Xewleer, the great, glorious, corpulent, not that corpulent, only slightly corpulent, despite what the rumors say. Here with a Drago Box opening, Rally to War.
It's actually quite interesting. I like the design for it already. It's a much more Western design. This is designed to, of course, cater to us pale-skinned, round-eyed Gaijin and separate us from our Jew gold or whatever stereotypes they think of our gold. I'm sure they prefer us giving it to them than to Bandai or... That's a pity. You know, these things are getting stronger every day. I don't know. Do they think we have gold? Or leprechaun gold? Heck is up with this thing. Come on. Come on. There we go. Leprechaun gold. I'll settle with that. That's PC. PC's the rage. Literally, the rage. People are raging is what I'm trying to say. Politics. First off, let me just show you a box real quick. This is a pretty big box, different from what I was expecting. Looks like there's something in here. Dice maybe? Anyway. So I'll be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like there's 8 boxes, 16 boxes. Now let's pull out one of these mats here. There's 4 mats. 4 mats. But they're all the same. Winged Victory, or whatever her name is. I'm calling her Winged Victory. They're pretty cool. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I have no idea who she is, but she looks pretty cool. You see, I think they chose this specifically because it was a mix of East-West and had a girl in it. Box number 1. And, you know, it's one of those things, like, you get an anime-esque art, but clearly a Western style based around the eyes, and the fact that we actually give our characters lips and noses. Like, I was watching Princess Principal, and they barely have noses or mouths. And yet one character has, like, they all have masks up on the top, like, half of their face, nose downward, right? And, so, like, it's all in the eyes, and it's like... You know, I don't think, like, they remove it. Now you can see my dot of a nose and my line of a mouth. I can already see the outline of your chin from the, Stupid. The logic in it, you can't put too much logic in it. Otherwise you go crazy. You go crazier. Crazy. What is... wrong with me? I just drove back from Indianapolis where I tried for the tournament. I did not get it, but I did go farther than I usually do, which is round 4. I got to round 6 this time. And that's pretty good. Come on. So it looks like they're packed in horizontally. Feels like there should be something. No, there's nothing in here. Looks like you get 5 dice. I like this. I like the fact that every box gives you the dice you need to play it, which means that buying boxes are, you know, beneficial to you, but at the same time, it gives stores stocks to give out. It looks like they come in with also their flags, shields, fortifications, colors. I forget what this particular part is called. I'm sorry, guys. This isn't really... I haven't really bought into Dragonborn as a game yet, and it's probably because I just haven't found anything my style. As you know, I play Mega Colony and a few different, like, tricky types of decks. So this sort of thing, you know, just is a bit new for me yet. Kind of a slow adopter to things. I mean, I'm barely over the fact that... I won't. I mean, there's so many things I could go for here. Oh, that Irishmen get the vote in England. There we go. Damn monkey-like Finians being aggressive and shit. So what I understand is that most things come in dots, and that's their rarity. 1 dot is a common, 2 dots are uncommon, and 3 dots is a rare. I'm still not sure what's good and what's not. I hear this is good, since it returns the hand after it's destroyed. But in a hand draw deck, I can see why that could be bad. And it looks like you might get a good spread of colors in every one, which I think would be just a good idea every time. Like, make sure you have at least 3 or 4 colors, 5 colors, or so. I think that'd be a very, very good idea. And very few people are going into this, which I think is disappointing. All guns blazing. I do like the Technomancers quite a bit, actually. Blade Dance Rogue. Sadly, they're repeating some cards that were in the trial decks, which I think is a poor idea. But then again, if you don't want to buy the trial deck sets, it's up to you. Uncommons. Uncommon. Ooh, we got 3 rares in this one, but no foils yet. I understand that there are foils. What is this? Burbo, Shrewd Mutant, Mute Merchant. All your creatures cost 3 below, get +1, +0, and it's a Goblin deck. This is Goblin War Chief, basically. Prismatic King. It's like a lion with multicolored hair. Different colors among your creatures, 3 or more. This gets +3/+3. And 3 or more, draw a card. Nice. Limited attacks, of course. When the summon, you may place a card from your hand face down in the ambush zone. So in other words, it gives you ambushes for free. I'm actually looking forward to ambushes, of all things, in this game. So I think I might be able to build an ambush-focused deck. Because actually one of the things that's kind of hurting me, common, is the fact that I'm having trouble. Oh, it's a Rookie Knight. I like the idea of that. Is that, you know, ambushes cost 2, and early game that can kill you. However, this guy helps fix early game problems like that, which I think is just great. Especially if, whoops, I still need to pay attention to rarities. I didn't mess up anything else. Tanglewood. Whoop. Usual. And then, oh, I got, what is it? I guess a legendary or something? Extra rare, double rare, triple rare. When this unit destroys a creature with a dice on it, stand it. It can only be used once per turn. And when it destroys it, draw a card. And when it's, and this attack must be blocked by the highest fort in attack possible. That's pretty good. And return this creature was summoned. If another creature attacked during this turn, draw 2 cards and discard a card from your hand. That's not bad. I don't think it'll do as much. Oh, but this is a 2. That's nice. I haven't figured out what's a foil yet. Oh, speak of the devil. Please don't. It's a foil Sunscale Sage. I don't know whether that means anything, but you know what? I'm fine with that. High Priestess. Oh, this is an ambush. When this fort is attacked, this card's ambush, you may have all of your creatures get +5/+0. That's interesting, but not enough that makes me want to play it. Lilith's Charmer. I find it interesting that they don't really care about... They seem to be equating power to their defense more than anything... I mean, their cost to their defense more than anything else, which I think is an okay idea. Or in this case, to abilities. But, somebody's trying to contact me. Or someone else. Who... Oh boy! I've discovered that the packs are actually quite tight. Don't know if I like that. See that 2, 1, but then again, this has special abilities. 2, 2. I don't know. Maybe it just seems to be like that. Or maybe it counts what's lowest? I don't know. Because is this a 4? No, it's a 5. I don't know. Usually there's a rhyme or reason for it. A definite connection between abilities and advantage. Another one of these guys. Ooh, and it's Fafnir, Volatile Fire. Sweet fire! Shit. Where did I stick the other legendaries? I had another legendary. I'm bad at this. I'm sorry, guys. It's all this new shit. I don't know what to do with it. So just stick it back. Whoops. Ah, there we go. Looks like each thing might be getting a legendary dragon or something. I don't know. And it's kind of making me a bit cautious to just rip them open like I do for Vanguard. Because, you know, don't want to damage the cards. That would be embarrassing. Embarrassing. Shut up. Pyroblast. Pyroblast is important. It's a great ambush card. Guardian of the Forest. I like him. Ripper. She has an alternate arc somewhere. Yep. Ooh, looks like we got a Base Wrecker foil. We've only had common foils so far, but I'm actually pretty happy with what we have. Just because, like, Base Wrecker's pretty good art, this is pretty good art, and they seem to be staples. In fact, these are the same exact type of card, and I wonder if there's a connection. Oh, spelled over. Archer. Cavalier Nosferatu. It's a Nosferatu, guys. Coach Ferratu. Wait. His name was Coach Ferratu? Was he doing a bit? What was his real name? Alistair Bloodchild. Ooh, a foil legendary. Shadow Crest the Subjugator. Ooh, when this creature is destroyed, destroy all creatures at the fort this creature was at, choose an opposing fort, and destroy all creatures at that fort. When it has a dice. When this unit attack deals damage to a creature or fort, choose one of your creatures and an opposing creature and destroy them. That's fantastic. That's just fantastic. You might be like, but Banner destroys your own people. Ah, it's not really a problem in this case. Because your guys come back. Theirs probably doesn't. Death Trap. Oops. I like Death Trap. I'm gonna definitely have to make a black, green, blue ambush deck. Here's an ambush card that like taps another unit. It is stupid powerful on their turn. Just to be like, okay, it's battle phase. Looks like someone's not going to be able to attack. Hajime, righteous blader. Agile of the Dark Rains. Look, come on. And honestly, the more I work with this deck, the more I like it. But the problem is it's just, you know, sort of like, you know, sort of thing. We already got a foil 4-star. Oh. Albert Plague Spreader. Ooh. This guy. The creatures you get deadly. Various other power-ups occur. And if it's this, and you can destroy you can discard a Persona check. It's basically Persona Blast or something like that. Discard a copy of himself, and he can destroy an opposite creature. Whoop! Nature's Touch. Ambush. When a creature of this fort is destroyed, if this creature is in ambush, you may summon that creature. I like it. Basically, you bring back what was dead. And that's actually really powerful because I assume it brings it back stood. Whoops. Elven Bladesmith. Base Wrecker. Dupe. Veteran Knight. Blood Scent Arachnid. Good shit. I love the Arachnids ambushes for green. Like it's just really good. This is supposed to be good. Another one of these. Death and Decay. I'm pretty sure that's a magic card, guys. Magic card. Huh. Come on. Rip. Lilith Charmer. Man, this is just the first thing. I'm gonna be here forever. Ooh, aquatic battle unit Hydra, and it's a mechanical Hydra. Oh boy, these blue guys, I wonder what their shtick is. I don't know what their shtick is. I think it's mechanical. Maybe. or common, rare. I don't know. Maybe it's common, rare, double rare, triple rare, SP. I don't know. There's too many SPs in that case. Calder. I like the fact that you get one double rare or whatever in every pack. So far, anyway. Oh, what is this? What is this? Bloody Baroness. Sexy. I'd bloody her Baroness any day. Cardfight Vanguard. Come for the videos. Stay for the dirty jokes and wheeling looks. Huh. Boop. Ooh, another immune? I like that. Gigantor Weevil. Insects are my thing, even though I don't like insects in real life. It's not that I'm scared of them. Another common. It's just that I just don't appreciate them like I do in games. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm in denial. I think that's a good thing to blame these days. Being in denial. About denial. With denial. Ah. Ooh, Terrax, Earthshaker. Looks like we found the green dragon, boys. Girls and people of indiscriminate non-gender. Please see a psychologist if you find yourself under the delusion that your dick is not a dick. And that your genetics are not your genetics. You might have gender dysphoria. You just might. But man, isn't it transphobic? I don't fear transphobes. I've yet to see an impressive trans person who wasn't roided to the gills or had exactly one surgery done on them. Hup! Primate Javelineer. He's okay. Flesh Shredder. When this creature is summoned, your opponent discards 2 cards. What the fuck? Ooh, Fleur. Tide of Avarice. Oh, that's kind of an avarice. When this creature is summoned, draw 3 cards, discard 2 when this unit attacks. If it's got a dice on it, you may choose a spell from your discard pile and return it to hand. Now, I like that. She's probably important to ambush decks, because a lot of their blue ambushes are spells. Also, it does not define what type of spell, what color of spell, I should say. It doesn't look like that. So I don't want to do anything. Ooh, boys, we got another color. Ta-da! Telios, Erstwhile Guardian. It's a Sphinx. Stands itself at the end of each turn. Offering of Souls, 10. As part of the cost, you may put all your non-dice into the discard pile, discard your hand, destroy all barriers, creatures, and ambushes. You cannot lose the game until the start of the opponent's next turn. Draw 5 cards, and all creatures and all spells call 0 this turn. At the start of your opponent's next draw step, you lose the game. I love it. I love it. That's the kind of all... Ooh, we're done with box 1. All or nothing play that I like to hear about. Let's just take a look at this real quick. It looks like we've got 5 4-stars per thing, 1 of each color. And then we have 1, 2, 3. I'll put this over here out of curiosity. So it looks like we got 4 of these, 2, 1, 1. And I'm sure that this is some sort of SP, so we're not guaranteed to get it. Let me just zoom you guys in. I bet you haven't been able to tell a thing. There we go. Anyway, so it looks like there might be just a normal pack in each one, which would be an interesting way to go about it. I will compare packs with box 2. I'll admit, it's not the sexiest succubuses I've ever seen, but they'll do. I should do a running gag. It's not the sexiest blank I've ever seen. Gigantor Weevil I've ever... It's not the sexiest Weevil I've ever seen, but it'll do. Oh, whoops, wrong number 2. That was number 5, in case you guys were wondering. That's not the sexiest robotic samurai I've ever seen, but it'll do. Come on. Okay, take care of that. Usual thing box is this. More of these. Huh. Oh, already. Succubus of Deception. What I don't get is when they have they have only 5 sides in this thing so far. I don't really understand how they can, how the blues can be like, yeah, we'll sell the stuff to both sides and make a profit. I don't get it. Oh, we got another one of these. So, out of curiosity, we'll see how it looks afterwards. I'm not too worried about anything below here, like in between here and here. It's just probably not going to be that important. What's important is the stuff over here and the stuff over here, the SPs in a way, the foils. Yeah, I think the packs are too thin for this. It just doesn't... Ooh, double rare again. It just doesn't feel very, I keep on striking the edges of the cards. And of course I can immediately just, whoop, done, hidden, you can't see it anymore, it's not a thing. But at the same time, it's like, I shouldn't have to do that. I don't like doing that. I'm not going to mark off something for damage when it's just something, whoop, can't see it anymore, don't know what it is. If I shuffled the deck, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's just one of those things, it's like, I was actually pretty pleased with the Indianapolis Cardfight tournament. I feel that we might be in a decline for Cardfight, but honestly that might be a good thing overall. The assholery had kind of built up over the years, and well, forcing some people to go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or whatever godforsaken rock they came from, might be a good thing for the community overall. I noticed that, when we moved away from Chicago regional tournaments, there was sort of less toxicity, less assholery running around. And that's because Chicago is just an awful city. It's just an awful place. Ooh, a legendary. I think I'll start calling it legendaries. And so, I'm just happy to be away from there. But at the same time, it's hard to sort of be sympathetic to certain things going on when people don't seem to care as much, or they've got some ideas in their head that they want doing, but then they're kind of they don't want to pay the price for it. For everything there's a price. For me doing this, I had to pay money and I have to spend time. I'm saving myself time by organizing it here, as well as providing you a show of sort of what cards come out as they come out, so that you understand sort of what things you can expect here. Fafnir again. Looks like we're at 3 of 5. So I'm providing a service. Our YouTube channel gets views. Hopefully we get a little bit of that YouTube shekels, and things go on from there. Not really a man to worry about a lot of things. Oh, shiny Frontline Stormer. That's a common. And it might be that these people, who want things, demand things of culture and Cardfight and other stuff like that, they don't quite get it. They don't quite want to put the hard work in. They don't want to grow what's around them. They don't want to spend the time and effort. and it's actually quite sad in a way, since, you know, there's a certain thing to be said for having big, you know, spenders and movers and shakers in an area. Ancient Nonwood. Because it inevitably brings in a great deal of wealth to their underlings. You know, in a capitalistic society, wealth does flow down when the wealthy start creating businesses and opportunities and stuff like that to help them make more money. Now, the problem occurs when the money gets stuck, or the money is taken out of the country, which is what we're facing today. We might be doing pretty well in the stock market, better than anything under Barry Obama here in America, but the wealth isn't flowing down like it should. And you can't forcibly take the money from people, otherwise they won't spend money. That's the problem in, like, Venezuela. They experienced a great deal of what's called capital flight, when people are like, oh shit, Chavez and Maduro and everyone else is coming to take their money. I gotta get out of here while I still have my life. And I think a lot of people, 4 or 5, mistake that. It's like, oh good, they took the money away. It sounds good. And then the people start starving because you fucked up the farmlands, which is where a lot of wealth is held for third world nations. More than us, because, like, we can buy art and gold and all that jazz, but land, Tide Chaser Captain, is something else entirely. You can consider yourself quite proud if you have a little land in several nations who are what I would say middling advanced. They're not tribal, like, say, Papua New Guinea, which has no real concept of territory except that what each tribe owns is theirs, and it's the chiefs, of course. Not that I'm saying that's better than here. Oh Lord, no, they eat each other. All right, 5 for 5. You know, they're cannibal people. You know, it's not all of them. Some of them have turned Christian and stopped it, but as a majority, like, their tribes are cannibalistic. You know, where they have that sort of thing, like in Zimbabwe and whatnot, they kicked out the white farmers and gave the land back to the black man. And that was good in the sense that it tied the black man back to his own land, but it was bad in the sense that he didn't know how to treat it right. And so within, I want to say 5 years, Zimbabwe went from a decent and thriving African nation to to being worth less than Warcraft silver, which is functionally not even worth the data. Lavinia, this might be an SP, because this is different than this. Yes, I don't know whether you can tell, but there is a difference in it, which is comparable. In fact, it has a different symbol. No, it doesn't. Does this count as a banner? It does count as a banner. Okay, so we have an SP banner. This is valuable, I bet. Anyway. You know, and they can't do anything with it. All of a sudden they're stuck. You know, and they have to basically beg people to come back, and they're not going to come back, because guess what? You fucked them earlier. You fucked them so bad they didn't want to come back. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, you did a nasty. Whoop. Bothered orc wife. Get off my farm! When this unit attacks, if it is boosted by a yellow or a blue, draw a card. When this unit attacks, you may choose a blue creature and tap it. So it's just anti-blue. That's hilarious. So you get other nations. Why haven't, like, you can ask yourself, why is North Korea really the only shitty Asian nation right now? Now, they're all, no, not all of them are Japan or whatever, but they're not as shitty as they could be. And the answer is that, except for Laos and Cambodia, but they're improving quite a bit. And the answer is simple. Like, it's they understand economics. They're once you got the communist madness out of their systems, they kind of just started calming down. It's like, I need that money. I want that Western goods. I want that Coca-Cola. Man, that's how it goes. All of a sudden they're wearing Nikes and saying Heil Trump or something like that. I don't know. These Asians are weird. Saying as I'm doing this in an Asian house with an Asian camera phone. This is bullshit. I'm bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I try not to bullshit too much things, but a lot of what I say is just kind of me just streaming my consciousness to you. Now, should have a triple rare one of these. So let's just do what I said I'd do real quick. So it looks like they do mimic, to a point, your average pack with 8, so 7, and 1 what we could call an SP. Every box seems to have 1 SP. Looks like they have banners or 4-star creatures that aren't. So I have yet to actually see any of these creatures. This creature so far. I'm actually going to keep them to a side because I think it'll be interesting for people to see what they're doing. I did get 2 of each 4-star, which means that the SPs might be the equivalent of GRs, to use Cardfight speak. Again, I haven't really looked at the rarities and what the distribution is. Like I said, you know, I'm a little bit slow on the uptake for these things. Box 3. So I think that'd be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what the other ones are. The fact that I got 2 things where all the 5 4-stars were the same is interesting. That means that with a box, you could buy it and reasonably be assured that you'll get 1 of everything important to you, whatever deck you might be playing. And I think that's a good thing. Partly because you never know what you need. What you want, you know I got it. Angelica, Light of Lourdes. Oh, we got a new one. I think they'll still be all of different, the 5 colors though. Man, I got up early. Sunscale Aesthetic. And I'm tired. I want to go to bed. You know how it is. Get that Centaur Dakimakura. Centaurea is a very generous lover at both ends. The only problem is feeding her is hard. The girl eats a ton, and it all goes to the breasts, which I'm not complaining about for now. The sad thing is that she will become very droopy in her old age, which makes me sad. Nothing hurts a girl worse than a big old saggy tits. Poor things. Ah, 3-star. I don't know what. I skip between the Fire Emblem nomenclature of stars and like the double rare, triple rare commons and all that jazz. These are commons for sure, but I'm not quite sure how to put the other ones because I think these are just double rares or rares. I don't know. 3 systems never really got it to me. Huh. Adrast's disdain. I bet she is disdainful. Double rare. Yep. I like Fire Emblem Heroes. The problem is that sometimes I'm just not too good at it. Partially because I don't spend vast amounts of money on it. So it's harder for me to take care of some things than it would be otherwise. Huh, another 3-star. We're finally breaking the thing that we saw for the first 2. However, I'm not complaining about foil 3-stars. That's early in the game. Eventually it'll probably get to where Magic is, where shit's worthless most of the time. Like I think Amonkhet's kind of just worthless all the way down. Is there any value in Amonkhet yet, Ash? What's up? take a look at this card. It's a banner, SP. What do you think?
Oh wow.
Sure. Oh wait, here, take this one too.
Is it too?
Yeah, this one's the same thing, same rarity. If you look, it has a bumps on it.
Oh, this is not. Well, this is super rare, but not as rare as this other one.
Okay, no problem. We're talking about the gate, in case you guys wondered. Goblins. I actually do like goblins in a sort of like literary way, because the thing about goblins is that you can't do them too seriously without them getting boring. Like the Fafnir, I think it was, the one where a bunch of kids get dropped into an online game and it's all realistic and shit. Guardian of the Forest. They kind of do it to me in a way that's very boring, since the goblins are portrayed as real living, breathing creatures, and they have trouble killing them. The problem is that it's kind of hard for me to kind of accept that premise, partially because goblins are the cannon fodder of evil creatures, but also because it's just, I don't know, kind of been done. Like the way I like to do goblins, and this is kind of like old, it was done when they started to do like super evil goblins, is that when they have like songs and stuff where they go, you know, ba ba ba, you know, and they all start singing about how they're going to eat the little kitties, or they have their own concerns that are different from like what you would expect evil creatures to have. Like in one story, Curdy and the Princess and the Goblins, Curdy, a mining boy, overhears some goblins in a cave, and they're like, oh, these humans, they're encroaching on our land. We better move in deeper. Oh, you know, until the Goblin King helps us out. And then they talk about their plan a bit because they're stupid, evil creatures. And they also tell their weakness. Yes, but don't worry, we're also going to steal some shoes or whatever it was to protect our feet. 1 star. Against people stepping on it because it's our one weakness. Oh, it's your one weakness, huh? Says Curdy. And so he goes and invades the Goblin Stronghold. There's like 2 books to that by George MacDonald. And in the second one, he ends up with in a stamp fight with the Queen of Goblins, who wears concrete shoes to protect her little feet and hide them from her dark secret, that she's actually like 3/4 human or something like that, or 1/4 human. Zero Mecha Warrior. Improve, advance, overcome. There are no insurmountable odds, only those who are unprepared. How true. And so, like, it ends with, like, I can't remember how they diverted the river, but they diverted the river into the goblin caves and all the goblins drowned. Which is horrible. Horrible thought that they're just dying in the caverns. But they were evil creatures out to overcome the king and whatnot. There's also, like, the labyrinth goblins. Hello? Another common. Where they're kind of, like, jokesy. They're evil to a point that the, what Jareth, the David Bowie character, makes them do. But beyond that, they don't really do anything too evil. Like, it's one of those things, it's like evil's more or less a pastime to them than it is an actual, say, set of goals. Like, it's more of, you know, what the Goblin King wants rather than what they themselves want. That's important. 4-star. Like I've been saying, we've been getting 1 4-star per clan or color every time. Which is nice. And so they make up jokes and puns, and they jump around and have japes and stuff like that. And it's generally incredibly amusing to see them because they're all incredibly unique. Incredibly unique individual puppets created by Jim Henson & Co. Such that it's almost a shame to see the movie end. But that's how it is. You gotta stop staring at David Bowie's crotch someday. And he's dead. Which was the saddest death for me of 2016. That wasn't, say, my grandparents. Just because I liked his work and I thought he had a lot of potential for things. However, ultimately he died. Cancer. Now, this box did not get a very rare one, which is slightly a disappointment, but we can take a look at this real quick. It is alright. It looks like we still get 8 no matter what. And even though these things are just foils, it's still quite interesting after all. That's 3. And honestly, I prefer David Bowie to a lot of the other musicians out there. He had a certain level of panache, shall we say. It wasn't quite talent, but it was... he wrote space operas. Like, it's one of those things, like, you can't write space operas unless you're very intelligent, very imaginative, and are willing to really push the boundaries of what's acceptable within a certain genre. And of course, space opera is a science fiction genre, but what I mean is in the idea of space opera, where everything gets crazier and crazier as things go on, but still retains a sense of wonder and power, such that you can believe that these men can fling worlds and solar systems and galaxies at each other, or can go to the speed of light and outrace each other, outrace a supernova, or another one of her, or any number of things. It really is something special to read a good space opera, simply because there's so much going on in there, that so many ideas and wonders, that you can't help but admire the people who write them. I'm not really good with the space opera thing yet. It requires a certain set of skills and bloody-mindedness that I just don't have compared to some other projects I'm working on. Like, it's my skill isn't in technical writing, it's in creative writing, if you get me. And you have to be able to explain a certain amount of the science to make space opera work. Or at least, not even the science, more like the evolution of the sciences in question. Did they find an ancient artifact granting them these mystical intelligences and powers? Did they figure it out through luck and logic and, a bit of the science that we hear about? Science! I love science! No steampunk is good without a good bit of the science! At least one mad scientist, please. No more. No less. If there's less, I don't even want to look at it. Huh. I need a drink. I'll be right back. Oh, it's a bit far in. Let's skip this. Ooh. Come on. Things are tight right now. Because a lot of stuff moving around. Also, I've been up a long while, and I'm not so good about it. I want my own bed, mostly. Spent most of the time in a dang hotel bed at a second-rate hotel, which, is a hotel bed, but at the same time, the heart may wander, but you still wish for home. And your bed. Common. Wonder if we'll get the same thing as other one. The Researcher. Interesting. Basically prevents deck out and allows you to recycle spells back into the deck. That's a pretty good card. Good for an ambush deck. Brutal Enforcer. Explosion! Explosion! Let's move this stuff over. The Researcher, common. Okay. Hajime. I like that art. A new one for this. Eleanor, Queen of the Storm. This unit attacks the fort if it does not have a dice. Choosing an opponent if it doesn't have dice protection? If it is not, oh no, she refers to himself. If she doesn't have it, choose an opposing ambush card and destroy it. That's really good. Or when she has a green one, ambushes have no effect, which is direct counter. Every green deck is going to have some of those, just because ambushes are really good. Huh. I've yet to see the Minotaur, dude. Another 0. I think that's interesting. I wonder when we'll get the actual characters themselves as cards. Maybe this is why the Vanguard's been so unbalanced recently. It's not too unbalanced, but it's unbalanced enough. 11 is just such a power creep. It's just frustrating. Shiny, shiny, double rare. Now remember, we're guaranteed 8 of them so far. Don't doubt that we'll get such. Ooh. Ooh. Common. Three-star. Looks like we'll either get 2 3-stars or a 3-star and a thing, I think. Harpies. Good. Them chicken legs, yo. Chicken legs. Chicken legs. Not much to say right now. I'm just glad to be back. Ooh. Wandering Apparition. Now she's actually pretty important. I won't be surprised if she's valuable. She gets power whenever she attacks a dice. So, like, if it's 3 or less, it gets destroyed, basically, when she attacks it, which can be very powerful. However, it doesn't really lead to anything else. Explosive counter. I already talked about that one. Ambushes you. Hup. 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 I think. I don't know. I can't remember what I'm missing. Whoop. There it is. There he is. And I'm missing a red one too. I knew there was a dragon I was missing. You can't have less dragons than Dragoborn. I mean, what sort of life? I'm just... Whew. Xeris, Bloodforged, Battleforged. Elaine's Blessing might be useful. Great Horn General. Yep, there's the other guy. When your other red creature is summoned, choosing an opposing defense dice, deal 2 damage. Whenever this creature is powered up, choosing an opposing X is the number of red creatures. Deal damage equals to the number of red creatures you have. So it's really just for a red deck, but I am down with it, yo. I am down with the Minotaur Clown. I think we'll get something here. Hup. Offering of Souls. Yep. Sarg, the renowned bladesmith. It's just a dwarf. When this creature is summoned, siphon 1. Choose one of your dice and reduce its value by 1. When this creature is destroyed, deal 1 damage to all opposing creatures and dice. Hey, that's interesting. Yeah, that actually is pretty interesting. Suicide guy. So you take a damage on one of your dice, that's fine. But you get a little time bomb. And a guy like him can be pretty strong if you use him at the right time. Number 5. Oh, before I do this. Oop. Like I thought. 8 cards as before. 4, 2, 2. Same things as before. Same order. No difference. So you basically get a foil pack of cards with every single Goblin made avalanche. It's literally made of goblins. Just roll the suckers down there. Hey guys, you want to go sledding? Whee! It's an enemy ambush. Son of Adam came to town, bashing heads, knocking goblins down. What a jerk, they sing. Because they have to sing. Oh, one of her. Oop. Frontier Explorer. Common. Wolverine. Literal Wolverine. Huh. Guardians, Pyroclasm. Explosion! Precision does not exist. Oh, and the goblins. Lexicon. Oh, whoops. Alright. Put this here. Oh, 4-star dragon. Ooh. The Keeper. I think this is ultimate art, maybe? Maybe it's the normal art? I don't know. Hajime. It's a double rare, by the way. 2-star. Lance, Will of Steel. Replenish the ranks. Oh, that was a 3. 3 threes. Nice. Very, very nice. Not quite a god back, but it's close. I like the fact that there's a little bit of randomness in here. You know what I mean, my droogs? A little bit of the spice. So you don't know when you'll face a spicy, spicy pack. Ah, Mega. 0. A jail. Hup. Hup. Just 2 this time. Oh my. Hup. Hup. Oh, Rejuvenate, 2-star. Chromatic Disturbance. Hup. RP Ember Mage. RP, good. Good eating. But Ben, that's cannibalism, no? They're not human. They're sort of human. They look human, but they're not. They're barely civilized. And thus, that means edible. Ooh, 2 in this one. No, I'm just kidding. It's a centaur, though. That's what I like, though. I like them centaur titties. Ooh. 1-star. Despair. Whoops. Yeah, this thing didn't save so much time, but I have to spend it now doing this. Ugh, I'm at 5. Real High Priestess. Another 3-star. Is that all my 3 stars? Is that all my 3 stars? Yes. Looks like I won't be getting a really cool one in this one. Shit. Death Trap. Boop, boop, boop. Do. Putting on the Ritz. Man, I'm tired. One. Just kind of talked out. Traveling with people takes a lot out of me. Honestly. Research? What is this? Variable assault unit Fuma? With creature summoned, you may choose an opponent's creature and return it to hand. I like that. I like that a lot. Just because. I like that. Sweet, sweet. Wow, people are going crazy. Whoops. Huh. And it's not even like the traveling itself. I can actually... Oh, it's another one of those Minotaur. I can actually travel quite well in that speed. It's the conversations that get me. I'm not a man that can communicate for vast amounts of time. Despite what these things might say, I might be regular chatterbox. But it's just not as in me all the time. Hello. Hidden Blade. I don't remember you. Huh. I believe... Not sure what we're missing. We're missing something. This will have it. Come on. Displacer, another common. Earth Battle Forged. Green, blue, black, red. 5. Alright, like I said, 2, 4, 2. Let's go on to 6. Yep. Same things. Haven't yet. Oh, come on. It's hard sometimes. It's just hard. It really is an aesthetic series of things. Starting off strong with a Fafnir. 4-star. Keeper. No 3-stars. Oh, that's interesting. I'm going to be right back. Just getting a drink.
You done?
I'm on box 6.
Of 20 or 16?
Yes.
Shit.
What? I was talking. Showing them packages. Going over the foil packs. What? Why didn't no one tell me about this? this what's been happening the entire time? You just dubbing over me? I swear, though.
Is Zero a good character?
Sibo? Yes. A little selfish, but ultimately good.
Is the main hero one?
Nope.
Who's the main hero one?
There's actually just a... Well, the hero is Killy, but the focus is, I forget her name.
Who's the main girl?
I
Who's the
ca-
closest to a main girl?
I don't know. I can't remember her name.
Not Sibo?
It's not Sibo. She's like the secondary girl. She shows up about halfway through. To advance the plot, basically. Base wrecker. Right. Alright. What I'm gonna have to do is had to organize things. Save space. I'm sweat pretty bad. That's usually a sign I've been up too long. Also hot shower. It's another Terramax. Terrax Earthshaker. The latter half of this deck is this box is going to be foils, which is good in a way. It's more exciting to everyone. 1, 2, 3, 5. Typhus, Restless Hunter. When this creature is summoned, for every 2 blue creatures, may choose a creature and tap it. When this unit has dice and attacks, choose an opposing yellow or red creature, return to hand. That's good. That is a nice card. One of the things I think would be interesting is if they introduce the next cards for the set as foils in this set. Not all of them. Just some rare ace cards like that Typhus, Relentless Hunter sort of character. Just because that would be an interesting way to sort of do it. It's like, and we're releasing 5 new cards as part of spoilers for the next one. And it'd be Typhus and a few others. Who is Shadow Spawn? Sphinx, Cutter, Succubus, Antic Weevil. Looks like green might be a little bit taller than the rest. Come on. I swear. Whew, goblins. It's Hajime. Boop. Two. There's Restless Hunter. Just a stream. 3-star. Oh, I got 2 of the same card in the same pack, interestingly enough. Oh. This is so difficult. Aqua Guy. I haven't seen a lot of him recently. Water. What's up? What do you start? Wonder if a different company packaged them. Earth Rax Earth Shaker. Very nice. That's what I like. I hate that song. That's what I like. That's what I like. Golden Hunter. Avarice. Oops. Burp, burp, burp. Are you ready to rock? My pretties. I want to see, like, if anyone ever dumb enough to give me like a microphone at a Cardfight event, I want to be like, Cardfighters, are you ready for the tournament of blood? The Thunder Crit Dome. The Crit Dome. The Crit Dome. Oh, we had 3 rares in that one. Or double rares or whatever it is. Hup. And be all 80 card fighters enter. 1 card fighter leaves. Just the whole idea is just funny to me. It's like, it's a bunch of nerds. What do you expect? Games. I expect games. Blood for the blood god. Yes. Blood for the blood god. Gilman Raider. Gilman is one of those like used things in Vanguard. There's like 3, 2, 1 Gilman, something like that. I think it'll be funny though. The Crit Dome is a true test of a card fighter's mettle. It's like I'm dressed up in like BDSM gear with a microphone that falls down from the ceiling. Like that Ricky and Morty episode? Yeah, you know what I'm looking for. Real quick before I move on to the next one, number 7. Hup hup. Terramax is a super special one. Hup, but otherwise it's as I thought. See that? 4, 2, 1, 1. Or it would be 2 of the 3 stars. You see? I see you have all prepared yourselves. Got your deck beforehand. I am the master of the Mac. The Mercenary King. And I'll be your MC all night long. For the festivities and the gore. Valhalla awaits those who fight with honor and glory. Please, I just want to go home. Home? This is your home now, sucker. Yeah. This is weird. What? This ain't no Thunderdome. It's a stand-up series on October 14th in St. Louis, Yeti Gaming. Crazy. 1 star. Oh, well, it looks like Joe Vanbatu's entering the Blood Diamond Crit Tower thing against Chance Thulin. These guys have been feuding for a long time there, Ben. And this time, well, it's personal. I don't know what happened, but Chance has decided to take on the second place winner of last year's tournament. And the only way this can go is bloody. Just how I like it, Ben. Let me tell you, Ben. These sort of things never fail to draw a crowd. Oh, yes. I hear that anyone who doesn't show off the SUS and knows about it and isn't in another country is a square. You're right, Ben. They are squares. Every single one of them. And they can make it. Hip, 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 hip. Shiny, shiny succubus. Ooh. Ooh. Looks like Chance Thulin just blew him away. What is he playing today, Ben? Well, today, Ben, he's playing Hell Hard 8. That's a pretty strong deck. 1-turn win, provided you can get to the second stride. Dang it. Well, wonders never cease. That's right, Ben. Wonders don't cease. When you're in the Crit Dome. Ah, it's Albert. Vampire. Still going. Why? You see this necklace of teeth, Ben? That's right. I do see it. Marvelously handsome. And it's like people are scared to take the microphone away from me. Ever since I started a running commentary. Like that. This is... I don't know what's going on, but she's scaring everyone. Ben. Ben, no. Man, I'm tired. Oh, Tanglewood Dryad. Sexy. I want to see a Nightlands anime. Like Gen Urobuchi. But I think the thing is that the Japs don't really get like individual independence as much. So I think they'd fuck up that bit about Terramex, Earthshaker. Sort of independently going at the Nightland at the peril of your soul to save the loved one. They would get the save the loved one bit, but they're like, he needs companions and shit, right? Not so much. Hadar, Dragon Mage Adept. Haven't seen him yet. Death and Decay, haven't seen that. Like, they don't understand, like, the idea is that to go out alone at peril, they would think, oh, he has to have companions and a harem and shit. Or, you know, that's what you need to sell. And it's like, you know, you don't need harems to sell, you know? Like, that's just hitting a bunch of otaku demographics. And that bothers me a little bit. Goblin Avalanche. Yeah, I don't have any other 3 stars yet. 3 star? 2 star? You know, because it's like, it's not that it's good writing. It can be good writing. Like, Westerners can do it too. Like, it's not nearly as hard as people might think. You have to make them interesting, but that's, honestly, that's a lot easier to do than You think, because all you have to do is separate them from the fan service. Like, the Minotaur. Like, when you take characters and you write them and you want them to be interesting, you give them hobbies and quirks. Like, you might have a quote-unquote boring female protagonist, but then make it so that she's kind of like got this death wish going on. Not that she hates life, but she's dramatic in the sense that, oh, if I've been captured by the enemy, I'll kill myself. Please don't. You know, is his response like, don't do that. You know, I just invaded the castle and killed the guards and you know, all this other BS, and you know, you're just gonna kill yourself? Please don't. And so she argues with him over it. Like, that adds character to herself. If there are things that people talk about her and then they're confirmed to be true, you know, that's a good thing to have. But it's also better if you can make her do it themselves. Or if she's just a damsel in distress. She doesn't need magic powers to be interesting. That's the thing. What she needs is character and personality. Her voice must be different than the protagonist's voice. And some people can do that, but some people can't. Angelica. And it's really a disappointment to me because it can ruin anyway, good books. By just them making it, she's just really good at magic. It's character. Fuck no, it isn't. That's a descriptor. Bare bones, too. I wouldn't read that in a book drop. Stonekin. That's number 1. Avarice. Like, let's say that they remake Madoka Magica, and then take out the stuff about Homura and Madoka and QB and all the other ones, and just make it a boring-ass witch story. It's one of those things that's like, why? Bothered orc wife. Hot and bothered, you mean? Baby. You know, what are they going to do about it? What are they going to do with it? You know what I mean? How can they make this their own story and make it as good as the original stuff that they did? Now, Geno Urobuchi is kind of zero. Zero to hero. Zero to hero. That's a fact. But it's like giving a female character red-haired and a sword doesn't mean shit. Alright? Doesn't mean anything. It just means that just means that she's blonde and a sword, you know, red-headed and a sword. You know, and guess what? That's people like redheads. Congratulations. You've wrote your fantasy. Like, it's like you can tell the how successful an author is with women by how he treats his women. Does he treat them as empowered, unempowered? Does he, you know, do this, do that? Xerox? You know, how does he treat them? He might be like, but if he treats them with respect, but it's not about respect. You know, you don't have to treat everyone with respect in your stories here. You're an author. Some people have to die to advance the plot. Like, ultimately, Mother Stark, Caitlin Stark, I think her name was kind of in a position where she had to die. Alright, she was interfering, the other 3-star, with Rob's development as a character. She was hurting the choices he had to make, and ultimately just being kind of a drag on the whole thing, because it was about her revenge of Ned's death at the hands of Joffrey and Cersei. Which, you know, didn't prevent war anyway. You know, it's one of those sad things, but it's how it is. Like, she wasn't really much of a character as much as she was when Ned was alive, because it was always in comparison to Ned. But once Ned was dead, lopped off his head, she was only in relationship to her children. And let's be real, she was a bit of a smother. Oh, I almost forgot. Huh, huh, huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. And because she was a smother, she wasn't as interesting. You know, this isn't This isn't some sort of novel where the children have to avoid the evil stepmother or anything like that. This is one of those stories where a lot of people die. In fact, it's one of the first ones who really did that. Like, the shock of killing a main character has been done in anime and books and novels and movies and other things like that. But it's not something Xerax, whatever his name is, Hydra. But it doesn't do nearly as much as people might think it does for the story. Partly because if you kill off the main character, the audience might lose the people that they had caught on. George R. R. Martin is, of course, explosive counter, common. Smart enough to avoid that, which is why he kept Tyrion alive and Jon Snow alive as well. Tyrion especially. Because of his snarky wit and demeanor, he was excellent audience surrogate, an excellent audience surrogate. Because he was an excellent audience surrogate, people kept coming back. People weren't worried when Ned died because, hey, Tyrion's still alive. Ooh. Other things are still alive. The next book's gonna come out. Yellow. This is actually low on triple rare so far. Double rare. Really, George R. R. Martin's failure is the complexity of the world and the show. Once the show is over, no one's going to want to read or buy his books. It's pretty simple, really. Like, we're not in a civilization that reads, alright? You might say, well, about subs. I read subs. It's not the same as a book. Alright? Listening to music and reading lyrics isn't the same as reading a book. Neither is reading manga. Alright? It's not the same. It's reading manga is like reading a comic book. They're the same thing, different cultures. Reading a book is all its own thing. And there's different things between each book, of course. 2-star.
The Dork Wife. And so that because they've got them basically hooked on the show, what will people do when they're done with his novels, with the show? Will they be like, oh, I can't wait for the books to come out? No, they'll be like, oh, we know how it ends. Great. Just great. Good job. You've written yourself into obscurity, George R. R. Martin. Ta-da! And not that he was ever really obscure. He actually is quite the sci-fi author. I've got a couple of his books full of, like, vampires and shit. It's pretty interesting stuff, actually. But, again, 3-star. What is he without Game of Thrones in the public eye? Without it, he's just a perverted sci-fi author. And let me tell you, there are shit tons of those. All over the place. I think Terax? Like what? Like Isaac Asimov's son? Arrested for running one of the largest child pornography rings in the country? Things like it's he's a weird mofo, like the things that came out of him. There's also the fact that Reverse Thunderstrike, common. He was very close to a 12-year-old cosplayer of all things. Which I don't know what happened. But Well, considering what his son was into. You know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree on a lot of things, you know? If he saw his father doing it... Yeah. Well, he's not as famous as his father, so he can't go to the same conventions. But he can run a server farm. You see what I mean? And he would have the wherewithal and knowledge to do it. Especially since his father's books would earn him plenty of royalties to manage such a thing. Dig it? No, I'm not saying anything about Asimov, for sure. I'm just saying that there's means, motive, and history that could allow for it. Perverted sci-fi authors and fantasy authors are common. Fafnir. By the way, I'm on box 8. Halfway done. What are the air packs going to be like this? What do I got? Fleetwing Sprite. Ooh. I like the look of her. Oh, there's Soul. Hoop. Hoop. 3, 2. Oh. I've yet to break 3. Hook, Zone Sand Charter. Shadow something or other. Shadow Crest of the Rain. One more. I think I'll get either a grade 3 or a grade 4 or something better in this. Gluttony of Albert. 3. Let's take a look-see. Alright. 4. 2. Number 9. It's going faster now that I don't have to look at the cards as much. I'm going to bed after this. Just going straight home. Oh, Mind Flayer Demon. Oh no, my mind is being flayed. What's it feel like? Like filet-o-fish. You ever been to McDonald's You ever hit a flay? He said flayed. No, it's a fillet. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna write it down as flayed. Oh. Okay. Hup. 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 Shoot. Yeah, it's just hitting me like a truck. Orc. Orc, orc. Orc, orc, orc. Two. Orc, 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 orc. Shadow Crest. Faithless. Sure. Huh. Come on, baby. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Death and Decay. Xewleer, grade 2. Boop, boop. It's the Minotaur, by the way. 2. Man. Oh. Just gotta keep telling myself, 7 to go. More than halfway. Prismatic. Gallo. Baroness. Typhus. Zero. 3. 2. 2. 1. 1. Oh my. It's cucking me. I know it. So I'll cook you guys. Oh, got him. Sinister Festering Stringman. Ooh. That guy's sinister. Oh, you live up to your name. Thanks, kid. More sinister. Right, it pushes the kid down. Sorry, kid. Nothing personal, kid. You are sinister. I know it. Xerax. Swordsman. Boop. Whew. Yep, this guy. Well, it's kind of more like a flaying action than a filleting action. Oh, see? Hurrah! Right there. Boop, coming. Up. Eleanor. Pyroclasm. Three-star. No super rares for us today. Oh well. Bargle, bargle. Ah, flayed mind. Back to business. Business as usual. Number 10. 6 more to go. Oh, it's starting out with a comment. Hup. Hup. I'm getting some water. I'll be back. I'm back, boys. I would never leave you forever. Maybe. I might. Oh, Angelica? Yep, triple rare. Triple. Double. Huh. Huh. Common. Huh. Death and Decay. Goblin. Countess. Minotaur, Bylon. Oh, it's the maid. I bet she secretly aspires something. Shit. Tanglewood. Ah, it's what's his name? Albert. So far, I've never had a double color in the commons. Ooh, 3 triple rares. Oh, I'm tired. 6 boxes to go. Oh, Harpy Ember. Hup. EMP. There's only like one mechanical civilization. This doesn't even have rares. Common. Eleanor. This guy. Huh. Made Avalanche. MP. Great. Triple rare. Box 11. Okay, so it looks like the 3 stars are considered a rare. Oops. Man, I'm thirsty. Too much damn soda. Triple rare. Rare. Uncommon. That's the word I wanted. See that? I skipped over a black again. Zero to hero. Bloody Baroness foil. Oh boy. Boop, boop. Death in the K. Whoa. The not so cute Murloc. Whoa. He's wearing a skull. His own skull. On the top of his head. He's terrifying. Ooh. Another grade 2. Or an uncommon. Huh. Africa Souls. Full force. Whoop. Set Shadow Crest. Whoop. Uncome. So good. Oop. Coming. Eleanor. Common. Suns go. My ass hurts. I'm sitting in this metal chair. Bro. I think I'm missing the blue one, maybe? Who? What do I got here? Wandering Orc. Comet. X. Ooh, 4-star. Very nice. Albert. Colin. 3. Well, okay. Howard. Oh.
Well, whoop.
Usual stuff. Black Market Arms Dealer. This is just 5 civilizations. How do they sell to each other? Doesn't really seem to work. Unless they're just like wheeling and dealing, in which case, wouldn't it be better just to like hurt them by not buying their shit? You know, are there like normal humans lying around? I don't know. If so, like what can Elven Blacksmith triple? What can those guys offer that magic can't do? You know, it just seems to be mechanical orders. And they're like, oh, they'll buy our sword. And, you know, it's like robots, and it's like, who? Everyone seems to have their own army. You know? Sunseal. Well, it was out of order. Interesting. What did I get? Adieu. Oh, succubus. Hup. 2, 3. This is a 3-1. Somebody will break 4, I'm sure. EMP. Oop, oop. Hydra. Nosferatu. Coach Ferratu. No matter the wait, Coach Ferratu? What's his real name? Alistair Arcane. So was he doing a bit? Huh, EMP. Ooh. Might be valuable. Much to say. Oh, Embers.
Shrewd merchant. Shrewd gobbo merchant. Oh, man. You can keep doing this. Yes. Yes. Oh. Offering of souls. 3. I think that's 2 threes, maybe? Yep, 2 threes. Goblin. In future updates, I think I'll just keep the commons in their own pile, like not combo them up like I'm doing now. Even though it saves me time in the long run. In the short run, especially 4-star. With how bad I'm feeling, it's just not working out too well. Harpy Huntress. What a Harpy deck would look like. Ooh, 3 more to go, lads. And 4 more to go, if you get me. Nothing there. Terraxia Shaker. And we're done. Come on. 4 more. 13. Ooh. This is what we got. Not getting another on the fur. He's alright. Box 13. Whoop. Whoop. More flags and whatnot. Basically, this allows you to make just about any 3 decks, I want to say. Wandering Orc. Hup. 4-star Vylon, Great Horn General. That actually isn't too bad on him. Oh, oh, there we go. Hoop, hoop, hoop. Common. Come on, boys. 3 more after this. Come on. We'll cook some flank steak tomorrow. Already got it absorbing a bunch of hickory spices, 3-star. Here. Oh. Man. I am tired. Common. Ooh. It's the angry suicidal dwarf. Dwarf Fortress rules. Huh. Angelica. What's Everatu? Whoops. Goblin Toe Stabber. I just like the name Goblin Toe Stabber. It's like, what does he do? Well, he stabs toes. Oh. Oh, goodness. What do you mean stabs a big toe? Ah! Albert. Offering of Souls. Yeah, her. Sexy object number 1. Oh, halfway there. Oh. Still going. Oh, when will this be over? Just don't have things to say today. Two. Midnight Visitor. Oh. Mylon. Cylon. Cylon. I am a Cylon. I hate Battlestar Galactica. I hate the idea of Battlestar Galactica. Stupid. They didn't have any dramatic things. Basically, everyone's a Cylon. the Cylon. Zero. Come on. We're getting close, boys. Gluttony of Albert. Albert's some type of Shogoth or something. Slime. I wonder why they don't just call them Shogoths. Well, maybe they're different things. You know what I mean? Probably don't. Maybe you do. Maybe you're hip enough to the Lovecraft lore to be wise. Plato. This. This. That. Alright, let's talk about these. Boop, boop. Come on, boys. Kenben, do it. Cheer me on. The dice fell. I don't care. I got plenty of dice. Out of order. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's a god pack. Bop, bop. Ba-da, bop. Ba-da, bop. 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 Oh boy. I'll keep you aside. Whoop. Third to last one. 14, I think. Then 15 and 16. Then we're done. Keep reaching. Gotta keep fighting. The Ripper. Fafnir. I think if they keep up the idea of a servant and a dragon, it will go well with them. Or maybe not a dragon every time, but you know what I mean, right? Like a servant and something less human. Human, so that you can latch onto it emotionally. Dragon, so it's cool. Style and substance. Hydra. Mm-hmm. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Albert. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Huh. Huh. Come on, stay up there. Papa needs you to stay still for a while, boys. Papa tired. Can't deal with your shit. Oh, hello. Another Terrax. I'm sorry, another 4-star. Okay, that provides data. It's a Terrax, I should say. Yeah. Hup, 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 hup. Hajime. Hubba. So interestingly enough, this was sort of a god box. As much as I don't like the term because it's blasphemous, I don't really know how else to say it in the parlance that you might understand. So I've got the usual 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one of these, which is good. In fact, I have one extra than I usually do. Combine this up with the God Pack, I actually pulled 2 4-stars. I'm going to keep this together for data. 2 more, boys. Ben can do it. If Ben can do it, anybody can or something. I don't know. Try for this. Rick. Boop. Hey, Boo, come take a look at this. It's a God Pack, and it's the stuff in the box that came in. Isn't it interesting?
Oh, there was another 4-star in that box?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. I'm not sure what the data means yet, but did you experience anything like that?
For what?
Anything like that in yours?
No.
Interesting. Perhaps it was just a series of lucky coincidences. Fortunate, you mean? The unfortunate event is me being stuck here doing this. 2-star. Prismatic, something, RP, something. Oh, Grave Champion. When this creature is summoned, each player destroys one of their creatures. Oh, that's right. Including himself, which is funny. Whoop. Fafnir. Nope. Roll. Two more books. Two more boxes after this. Or one more box, including this one. Hajime. 2 grade 3s in this one. Offering of Souls. Boop. Great. Rarity 4. Yeah, hello. I have a feeling the camera's about to get off. 3 of them in this one. Don't remember too much of her. Oh, nope, still on. Oh boy. Keeper. 2 more. Let's go drive. Maybe. That's shiny in this one. Let's go. That's right. Haven't gotten one of those yet. Oh, one more box after the. Soon, guys. Soon. We'll be done. 4. Huh. Can do this.
Last box.
What?
Last box.
Yeah. Last box. This is probably a taste of what Vanguard is going to be like.
What do you mean?
How they're going to pack the packs in the new set.
Actually, that makes sense. Because those are the same boxes and stuff that they pretty much use for fucking Logic. It
Sorry?
seems like it's more efficient.
It's actually like, yeah, but it's harder for me to open them up well. Like, it catches on the cards easier. That's my complaint. But yeah, it's more efficient. Daphne?
But didn't this yet?
Yes. He's alright. Not for me, though. He moves around a bit too much. Xewleer no Seratu. Her. Dragon Presence. Dragon Fire. Black Fire. Hellfire. Prismatic Key. Merchant. I'm kind of hoping we see another one of those banners, but I doubt it. Grade 3. That's one of the grade 3s, rares. Merfolk, common. Xewleer, Tide of Avarice, Death Trap, Uptown Girl, Uptown World. You know, I like setting music to fight scenes, but at the same time, it seems like some people just do it all the time. It's like you can't always do it. Robert, you gotta relax sometimes. Sometimes I just don't like the soundtrack. Like, my thing about Scott Pilgrim versus the World is I like the movie mostly. Mostly. Common? It's just that the soundtrack is like mostly Canadian alt rock, which is, you know, is a flavor of hipster I don't cotton to. Like, it's one of those things where Hydra and 2 rares. Like the sort of blown out speaker sound. Can't stand it for long periods of time. At first I thought I liked it, but the problem is that it actually cuts out on a lot of potential skill and subtlety in music that you can only have through pure skillful sound, i.e. recording it not on blown out speakers. And I think that actually we would find common, that those hipsters and wherever the fuck they're playing aren't as good as other artists. And because art is not subjective but objective, Beauty is in the skill and representation of truth, conveyed so that it helps the pleasure centers of the brain retain that and learn something. That's a poor definition, but it's one that I use for objectivity. Ultimately, some things are so ugly that only a freak or pervert would find it beautiful. And I mean freak in the kind way and pervert in the not so kind way. There's no real difference between a freak and a pervert, except a pervert is disgusting. And a freak not so much. A girl who's really into spiders is kind of a freak. But a girl who's into, say, screwing spiders, or Spider-Men, that sort of thing, and I mean it like literally like sort of a thing, you know, is on the pervert spectrum, you know. And you might disagree, or you might agree. I don't care. You know, it's one of those things. But it's a difference. Like a girl who likes a tarantula is a freakish sort of thing, or like ugly things, you know, that sort of thing. But it's an aesthetic. She is behind. Common. It does not cause as much potential. She might cut my dick off at night, or she might accuse me of a rape thing, as much as someone who is perverted. Some scale. Oh boy, guys, down to the last pack. Is it going to be a 4-star or a 3-star? 3-star. Boop, 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 boop. Alright guys, I need to move some stuff out, neaten it up, and I'll talk about it in a bit. We'll see you in a little while.
Alright guys, Xewleer here with the Dragoborn Rally to War case results. So looking at the commons and rares for this set, it looks like you get about, I want to say, my numbers that I counted, and I just picked up random ones and counted them out, and they range from about 27 to 30, give or take. Now, that might be different in various things, and it might be that I just picked ones that happen to have more of, or ones that happen to have less of, but that was, I want to say, about average for me. Now, again, random choices, blah, blah. Uncommons, they were in the 20s. Sometimes a little lower than 20, sometimes a little higher than 20, but within like 3 of 20 anytime. Rares were like 11 to 10 to 13-ish. I think the max one of the ones I randomly counted were 13, and the lowest was about 10. The same thing with the ultra rares right here. Usually, or triple rares? I don't know. You got 5 per box. Each one guaranteed you hold on, I'm just going to do something real quick while I do this. Each one was guaranteed so that you'd get one of every color. In which case, by the way, I'm doing these in orders of it. Always when they come out. In which case, you would basically receive one of everything you would need to play the game for every clan, in a way, every color. I'm not saying that you would be able to play it well, but I'm saying that you would get the ace in the box, an ace possible. Whether a sun-scaled dragon or an Alienor, you know? And each one, there's about, for that one, I think you're guaranteed 16 of them in a case, each one, of each color, excuse me. In which case, everything was in between, divided in half, just about. For example, except for one box, which was just utterly weird. Huh. Excuse me. So like if there were 7 of one and 9 of the other, basically is what I'm trying to say, without saying it too well. Which is unfortunate because it's hard for me to speak right now because I'm very tired. Just double checking here. Alright, looks like, yeah, alright. So that at the end of it, you know, I got a pretty decent amount of stuff here. Not much else to say about this part, other than, hey, you're guaranteed 16 of them, and each color, and they're divided up just about equally. Now these are a little bit weird. Like these things right here, these are the foils that we got. Every foil came with about 4 commons. 2 uncommons, and then either 2 rares or 1 rare, 1 ultra rare. In which case, that would be a 4-star with a foil. You got red, green, yellow, black, black again, green again. So 2 blacks, 2 greens, 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 blue. Did I get a blue? I don't think I got a blue. Looks like I'm actually missing a blue. In which case, let me just double check here. Alright. I keep forgetting. That's not part of it. Yeah, looks like I'm actually missing the blue. Alright, so I got every color but blue, but I got multiples of a couple of different colors, so that's more luck than anything else. And again, I'm just double checking here. So with the guarantee of multiple colors, you know, it's a pretty nice thing to have here. Again, the only problem is no real need for blue. The last thing is there appears to be special banners involving the leaders of each color. I got a green one, Lalina, Keeper of Vashir, which is definitely the rarest of them all. There's probably only about 5 of these banners in I mean, not like in the set. There's probably only 5 banners, of course, and she would be one of them. I got it in a nice little sleeve. I'm sure every case has one of these. Otherwise, all this stuff's pretty good, pretty interesting. I like the fact that there's a relatively limited selection of commons compared to some of the other things that I've had to deal with, which is at upwards of 36 to 40 commons, which is not as pleasurable as you might think. Either way, I think this has ultimately been a pretty good case. I don't really know what's good or bad yet, of course, but we'll figure it out eventually, I guess. I'm hoping. There was one other thing, though, actually, come to think of it, and that's we had there seems to also be one quote-unquote God pack in every case, and that involves all triple rares. Rares, ultra rares, and then in the box you still have your full complement of stuff, as well as 2 ultra double rares, triple rares, whatever you want to call them, great rares. No, not really, not great rares. In it, so you know, really nice. Again, I don't know whether this is actually valuable, but you know, it's something. It is really something. It's nice. All right, then that's the case results. There's not much else to talk about, you know, other than this is the big thing here, and what the numbers of the case pulls are. This has been Xewleer, the Mercenary King for IYG. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Come back to us for the stand-up series. Come on. October 14th. in Yeti Gaming in St. Louis. It's going to be great. We got a sweet, sweet mat we'll announce to get people in. Like, people are really, really bonering for this mat when we show it to them. It's really great. Other than that, there's not much else to say about it. Dragonborn looks interesting. Doesn't seem to be too OP. But at the same time looks decently OP. And I can sort of see the combo potential with all this. I think I'll enjoy working with it. Alright. Then we have the Mercenary King signing off.
They call themselves Imagine Your Goddess. What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling.